This.
Now, most will say, stay with this. But I don't say that. I know how much trouble it causes. I'm saying, push this aside, move it away. Can you do it?
No, I can't.
Don't be aware for one moment.
Can't ignore the awareness.
Because
Because I am aware.
this I and this aware, are they separate? Are they two?
No.
I am aware. Don't realize the beauty in that statement. I am aware.
But at
But
times,
I've shared satsang now long enough and I can see the burr forming. Burr. But
because this question has been there all the time, and I think I did come prepared with this question. That's why it's coming up now. It seems that once you're in this space, there is no, there's nothing happening here. And you feel that, is that it? Or because you've heard a lot of stories about enlightenment, bliss, and this is something which I was also talking to a fellow seeker some time back. Because your mind expects something to happen here after this. Because you feel that once you reach this state, what's there? What more is there? And your mind is looking for that.
yes, that's why. That's why when we started speaking, I said, I forgot what I said. What did I say?
You said don't expect, don't have a notion about what you will achieve through this retreat.
Also, I want to tell you all that what's really at one point becomes the most important is that it is truth for truth's sake. I want the truth for the naked truth, for its truthiness itself. You see, I don't want it because it will bring me something else. You see? And many of us say this. I have devoted my life to the truth now. I want only the truth. But what we actually mean is, where is the bliss? You see? Where is the joy? Now you're having a beautiful insight about your truth. And what is the mind saying? But where are the byproducts? You see? So this is very much in line with what I started sharing about. If the truth did not have any other benefit, would you still be here?
Maybe not.
Ah. So this is a beautiful contemplation for you. What are you truly seeking? And I have a feeling that the maybe not is not true. If the truth had no byproducts, no benefits in this phenomenal world, how many of you would get up and leave? It's good we're asking on the first day. I'm, by the way, I'm not saying it won't or that it will. I'm just saying forget about it. So, can we, over this next 5 or 6 days, be in this just for truth's sake? Not because it should mean something for the life of Raman or Omkar or any of us. I know it's not an easy ask because we've heard so many stories about what happens to those who are free. But all those who are truly free have told us don't bother with this stuff. Focus on the truth. Isn't it? No master has said, look at this beautiful miracle I'm performing, and this is what it's all about. You see? Look at this halo around my head. This is what it's all about. Nobody has said that. They have said, I found the truth of what I am. That is the only thing that is important. You see? Because otherwise, the mind will keep playing this card. So then, what now? What happened to me? Nothing happened to you. You were not even there. You said, the me is not here right now. You see? Come.
I think the mind says, how can it be so simple?
Yes. I've
Because,
heard this so many times. You see? And all those who have heard this from, they have come, or those who have continued to stay in satsang, have seen that it is so simple because it is the truth, you see. If the truth was also coming and going, what kind of truth would it be? And if it does not come and go, it must be here now. And what is here now is you. As you wake up in the morning, do you have to kickstart the world? Come on, world, I'm awake now. Come on, get moving. Or does it automatically start to move? It moves. Like everybody is too sleepy. Should we stop? So the world is moving effortlessly. And this world includes this body. Then are you taking an effort to exist? Are you existing with some effort? No. What do I do to make this room interactive? Give away some candy. Right. Yes, mate. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And when I understood this, it felt like a void opened.
Yes.
And it was really, I'm sorry, it was really frightening because it felt like annihilation, like on the brink. It felt like uh, either me was going to be gone.
Yes.
So my question is it's like it's not just a simple step to understand, yes, I am the self and I am not me. It is like a terrifying thing that you lose every idea of what you are, and then the me disappears.
Yes.
Did you? Is this how you faced it? Or was it easy? Was it an easy step, or was it? Because now the last couple of days, I'm sort of like, wow, this is a terrifying step.
Yes.
It's not just an easy slip into being.
Yeah.
Being.
You caught me out there. Why? Because maybe Jaya will remember, but somebody many years ago called me Smiling Axeman. You see? What is being shared with such simplicity here to the mind, to the ego, is completely destructive. It can sound like it's big time blowing up happening. You see? So, but I can tell you that if you're here, and you've been in a few satsangs with me before online, I know that if you're here, means something there is ready for that.
Yes, I want you to chop my head off.
Yes. So
That's
something
why
there
I'm
is
here.
ready for that.
Yes.
Now, the mind has a version of how the head has to be chopped.
Yes.
You see? And you might find that how it is actually being chopped is a little bit different from that.
Oh.
You see?
Yes.
So that is what we are here for, to chop the heads off. But as I'm taking you along, most of what is being said here is an invitation to inquire. Okay? As you inquire along with me, you might find that you no longer find your head anywhere. You see? Sometimes in the middle, I know that fear can come. Sometimes I could have said something very innocent actually, and you looked at that and big fear can come. Some have reported that I can't find the ground under me. I can't find what is up, what is down, what is left, what is right. You see? Is everything going to be all right? And I say, this is very good. You see? So I'm here to hold your hand through that fear if it comes. You see? But if you see it through, you will see that this fear, like most other fears, is completely unfounded. The fear is telling you that you are going to fall, you see, into an endless void or something like this. You see? Just going to fall into some endless void. The reality of your no-thingness, the reality of your no-thingness will not feel like you're falling in an endless void. That is just the mind's interpretation of it. You will discover your boundless space, but you will find that you are beyond even that. Now, what happens is that we have been using some concepts, some notions, some beliefs about ourselves as crutches, believing that we need their help. Now, as they're being thrown away, you see, you feel you're falling, but actually you're flying. So let the fear be mine. What are we doing now? Is it broadcasting? Hello. To the 3 people watching. 9. What's the answer to his question? Can it be this simple? You say, tell me an answer. Come on. I have to work on this room a bit.
I can't say it's. At
Yeah.
the moment, I can't say that it's empiricism, but I do see it's my mind's construct
Yeah.
that is creating the problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Simple, but it's not
Easy.
as long as you're looking at the personality level,
Yes.
where we anchor.
Yes.
Simple, but it's not.
Yes.
It is simple.
Yes.
Such things. Is it simple enough?
Yes. This is too difficult. Now this can't be it because this seems a bit complicated.
Label also is
Very good. Now you can join my club. No labels. Ah,
we were driving
yeah.
down here. Anil was next to me,
Ah,
and one of your lines came back.
yes.
Is your problem bigger than your guru?
Yes.
So when that mind comes in and says, simple, but it can't really be that simple.
Yeah.
The next question could be, is that bigger than my guru? What problem could be bigger than your guru? I mean, that was a beautiful key
Yes.
that you gave us. Is your problem bigger than your guru? Beautiful. And I mean, that's all you need, this one sentence. Because anything that comes up essentially is a problem. And the next question is that problem bigger than my guru? And you're thrown back, the whole paradigm shifts. It was gorgeous. It's so simple, such a beautiful key. So that's, thank you.
Is it on?
Now it's on. So in this space, there's no me. And then this doubt came or whatever. But if there was no me, then how did it know that experience to create the doubt? You know what I'm saying? Logically, it's like you said, I'm saying there's an apple, but I can't see it. So, I mean, if there's no identity in a sense,
Yes.
I mean, then there's a proof that there is actually no identity.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That is the definition of reality which we started with. What was it?
So that it doesn't come and go.
And
right?
it's your direct insight.
So when I had the direct insight,
That
and
there is no me, then you found that that me must therefore be mythical because it comes and goes. At least according to this definition.
okay, so can we say that this the question, that doubt, is also just another set of sensations, and that appearing in consciousness. There's no separate identity called a me
Yes.
who had now a doubt about the experience, because it
Yes.
was just this one recognition in a sense,
Yes. Yes.
right?
There never has been such something called me. How long have we had the $1,000 crash price? And also Shivam told me you can increase it now too. He's willing to come in with me and said $2,000 for anybody who can produce the person right now and say, here it is. I know, and nobody has claimed it, so he's right. The kitty should go up a bit. What this means is that we get used to this. Oh, the person wants this. The person is saying this now. The person, you see, like that. And I said, okay, let's produce this person and show me where it is. What is the shape or size, color? Where is this person that we are trying to get rid of? The one that wants freedom also. The one that is concerned about relationships and money, health of the body. Where is that one? And I've become so confident I don't even carry $1,000 now. You see? Ever since Jaya was coming to Satsang, I've been giving this example. No? Nobody has claimed it. How are we doing on time? What's happening now? Where are we? Oh, we just started. About who complaining? That dark is complaining. Uh-huh. Did you just see Star Wars?
I can't do anything about it. Then you'll have to bring light in front of me so that I
Yes.
can talk to the light. That why is it troubling you? Every time it comes, they push you aside. So it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. As soon as there is light, the one that has the complaint vanishes.
Yeah.
But not you.
You've taken all the buts, Father.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
It's really beautiful to be where you led me.
Yes.
Um, I have been asking this question to myself. The job which I do is extremely challenging from a physical and mental, from a mental perspective,
Mhm.
and I feel that a lot of my time, which I could have devoted in seeking, is going into that. The energy is going into the job so much that I'm not able to um, dwell more into this state, which I think my whole being is craving for it, but I'm not able to do it. So, and I also, and I hear you say that um, if God is anywhere, it has to be here as well.
Yes.
And I feel that when I'm working and whatever I'm doing in my life,
Mm.
the state of meditation or whatever we call it should be with us all the time. So I'm not able to balance the two. I still feel that this satsang is a different, um, it's a different atmosphere. But when you go out and work, it's a different atmosphere, and I'm not able to balance the two. And I do recognize the space where where I can see that my me is not there, but my me has to be there when I'm working because otherwise I can't work. But I don't have the same sense of peace, harmony when I'm put into that state.
Yes. The presumption that there must be a me when I work is not true. Okay? Even when the me wasn't there, you were coming up with some very coherent sentences. You see? What do we have to do at work? Say some things, type out a few things, walk a little bit from here to there. Consciousness cannot do it without a me. See? So the mind has sold us this notion that there is this satsang world And there is, thankfully, you didn't use the term, but many times I hear it, and there is a real world out there. He makes this distinction and says, here it's okay, you can just be, but how can you just be at work? You have to be a me. Will you try it a few days without a me and see? Yeah? Then you complain to me and tell me, I had to send an email to my boss and it just didn't happen. See? Can I tell you that all of this, the movement of every action in this body, is happening only in the light of consciousness. It does not need anything's help, especially not the ego. It is just mythical anyway. We said you cannot produce the person. So if it doesn't exist, how can it help you? Isn't it? I've said, isn't it? That if you imagine that there is a blue cat, can you play catch with it? It doesn't exist. You will say it doesn't exist. What do you mean? Now you seeing that this me actually doesn't exist. And at the same time you're saying, but it's helping me in my work. See, this is the voice of the same mythical blue cat who's saying, no, don't say bye to me. You need me for work at least. Some work continues to happen from here also in this body and this appearance, as the appearance of work continues in some way.
There's something else also happening that the ambition or the zeal to work has been diminishing for quite some time. And the reason I feel there's a lot of effort required to do my work is because some part of me says, what is the point of all this? But at the same time, I feel that, yes, I need to earn my living. So there's always been a conflict with this voice or this fight.
Yes.
So can you please help me with that?
Yes. Yes. You don't need to get into opposition with anything. This satsang, this recognition of the self, is not in opposition to anything in the phenomenal world. Now, you're right that this feverishness, the feverishness about, oh, I have to get there, do this, man, I have to achieve this level by the time I'm 40, 45, I have to be CEO by 47, some ideas like this. They might have lost their power. Okay? But many times it is this which has made us very uh, stressed out at work. Okay? As we are empty of these notions, sometimes you might find yourself more productive at work. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay? Where's the feedback coming from? Now you can. So it is again a notion that we have that it is my ambition which was keeping me working so hard and making me make money for my family. It has never done anything at all. It is just mental positions that we've taken. What has been happening has been happening. You see, the waves of the ocean have been going up and down. But the waves are saying, see, I had ambition, that's why I went high. And looking at the other wave, that one has no ambition. It is not. There are greater forces in operation here than that which we consider ourselves to be. Play with this, experiment with this, and you can be in touch with me after the retreat also and tell me. So, you gave me this advice, and I'm really struggling at work, or work is not happening, or something. Every thought is selling you a position. It's trying to give you a reference point about yourself. This is what you are. Even thoughts which might be saying, I'm really getting this, or I'm not getting this at all. I don't know what I'm doing here. It is making a something out of you, but it cannot do it unless consciousness itself believes it, plays the game of belief. So if this is consciousness speaking with consciousness, and it's just reminding itself, you don't need to take a position. You're done playing as a limited entity. See that the presence which you call I am, see that the presence which you call I am is the presence of God, not the presence of a person. And there is no need, at least over the next 6 days, to attach any notion to this I am. This is true silence. Notion. Fully up.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
It is not so easy to not to attach notion.
yes, because it seems like experientially it seems like it is in the blood, in this habit is, you know, in the breath. All these beliefs are deeply rooted, you know, and even if I try,
Yes.
even if I aware that this I who is trying isn't also not real,
Yes.
you understand?
Yes. There are two answers for this. The first answer is that no notion is here right now. You didn't even have to drop it. You see? The second answer is that although it is effortlessly present in this way, the truth, I know that the habit is to pick up when the notion machine is coming and giving you an offering. What about this? You see? It is habit to go at it. And because it is habit to go at it, that's why I also share satsang Monday to Friday. You see? Because as you are working with that habit to go at it, you're also developing a habit to come to satsang and to become fresh from those notions. And the habit is becoming milder and milder. You see? This is this lila, this is the Maya. Effortlessly, you are notionless. You see? Like if you were addicted to smoking, in this moment you start without a cigarette, no? But it seems like the habit has become to pick it up and smoke it. And you are convinced that that is the effortless position, the smoking of it. But you will see more and more that to pick up a notion is becoming more and more difficult. That will seem more and more like effort. You will report to me one day, it is not so easy to pick up a notion. You see? I'm not making up a fantasy. Many in satsang are reporting this now. You see? You will find that so many have told me, Ananta, now if I was to play with these notions about myself, it is so much work. Please don't give me any such work to do. See? So, what we can do is this simple. You cannot, you can just leave your next notion, one notion. That much is enough for me for today. I say, but
Mm. Yes, for now I can. I can like just put down the microphone and say, okay, I drop all these buds
Yes.
which are coming.
Yes.
I don't touch them.
Hmm.
They came and they will go.
Yeah.
It's okay, no problem with this.
But would it be true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because something inside is saying like yes, but and I see it's another bud,
Yeah.
but still it's
It's
here,
okay.
and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Hey, we will have no question answer if there's a ban on but.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah. And this bud is okay, like, but it will come back. This yes, because it will come back. It will crawl in an opportune moment when I will be not vigilant and so on. You know.
That's why more and more, almost every day, I want to that no matter how big the notion was, in this moment you are empty of it. So as you pick up, then you will also say, as you say, but the notion will come. You will start to counter these buts by saying, but I am here, or but God is here. No matter what notion you pick up, it is just a mask. It is a pretense. Nothing ever happened to reality. This we see that no matter what idea you're believing about yourself, no matter how deeply identified you are, nothing changed for consciousness itself. See? Only in the apparent play. See? So once this is seen, then you will see that the picking up of the notion is just putting on a mask. It doesn't change the reality of you. See? And then it will not seem like such a scary idea. Okay, a notion will come and you will pick it up. A notion will come here also that I will pick up. There is nobody 100% free. Nobody who doesn't pick up a single notion. The notion will be picked up. But the good news is that in this moment, you are empty of all of it. You see? But if you make that benchmark, your benchmark 100%, then it will use that one moment where something was picked up. How could he do this to me? You see? That one moment, it will say, no, see, you're not free. Then you picked up the salad. That you then pick up the main course, the dessert, everything. Because you just picked up one notion, but then you pick up the guilt about it, you pick up the unworthiness about it, and the idea that I am not free.
Yes, something wants to be it 100%. It's true, and something wants to be it experientially from moment to moment. Like something is looking for perfection. You know.
Here I have some good news for you. Experientially, moment to moment, it is perfection already. Notionally, it is not. You see, conceptually, it might not seem like it is. What is never a mistake. The universe is the best cook. It knows exactly how much salt, how much sugar to put in the recipe. It does not make mistakes and it has perfect timing. So, what is always perfect. It is only our interpretation which can make it seem like it isn't. But even that is perfect. See what I'm saying? That even the delusion is not as if consciousness is trapped in some delusion. It is consciousness is playing with the delusion and now playing with the dropping of the delusion. So then it doesn't seem like such a serious problem. Consciousness is not trapped in delusion. And you are that consciousness. Yeah. Of course, of course. Yes, yes. Just turn it on. Thank you. Turn off the main power source.
Mm. For example, now,
Yes.
what I'm experiencing now,
Yes.
it would be more concrete
Very
example.
good.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah. I have a little bit of fear of public speaking, and now I am experiencing this fear of public speaking, and I'm aware of this, and I can separate myself from this fear. Like I don't have actually me as consciousness. Mm, do not touch, not touched by this fear. I'm untouched, so I'm quiet actually, and but still the energy of the fear is in the body.
Yes.
It's here, it's
Yes.
present.
Yes.
And the first what comes in the mind is complain, like, but maybe this fear shouldn't be here because it's uncomfortable, you know.
Yes.
Because for the body is this energy is not very comfortable. And although I see myself as separate, like untouched by this, experientially I feel, because I hear this thought,
Yes.
I already touched by it. Like I'm not so untouched already,
Yes.
experientially.
Yes.
So this is it's going like quite fast, although nothing is happening actually.
So, okay, let's look at this slowly. In this moment, there is a fear of public speaking. Okay? This is experience. Okay? Now you say, when I check, I find that that which experiences it, that which perceives it, is unaffected, untouched by it. Is this correct, what you said? Untouched by it. This is your direct experience, direct insight. Isn't it? You checked on this. Or did you just infer this? Did you just say, okay, I have to be consciousness and that is actually should be untouched? Is it a should be, or you see that it is?
Oh, I see it, yes, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to speak.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you see that it is untouched by it. You see? Now the mind is telling you something which is not your insight. You're seeing that although the fear of public speaking is there, what I am continues to be untouched by it. This is what you're seeing. Now, what is the mind saying about it? This should not be there. Which is contrary to your direct experience that you are untouched. If you are untouched, then there is no preference about what should or should not be there. Like the space in this room is not making distinction between who's coming for retreat and who is not.
Yes, but because I'm still a little bit like mixed with the I identification with the body,
Yeah.
and I feel this energy in the body,
Yes,
and I
yes.
feel myself also as this body. So I'm
So, okay, again slowly. You feel the energy which is in the body. You feel that there is a body here. How do you say that you are this body? Is that energetic or is that interpreted?
because I I can see that I'm everywhere, but in the same time I can surely see that I perceive through the body.
Ah, so it's the centrality of the perspective, which seems to be from inside this head, you see, behind these eyes, that it seems that it convinces us. But you had so many dreams also, where it seemed like there's a body there and I'm watching from inside the body. But where were you actually? Were you an object contained within the behind the eyes in the dream?
No.
Although the centrality of the perspective was the same, it was seeming like you were looking from within those eyes, from behind those eyes. Were you actually there? This is very, very common because we feel that I must be an object within this head or something behind these eyes because my vision seems to confirm that. What object is there behind the eyes? Do you feel like you're an object behind the eyes or do you feel like you're a non object?
It seems like I have the capacity to feel myself also as an object and also as not an object. It
Yes.
looks, it feels like this.
Yes. Yes. So
And
only something which is beyond the object state can have the capacity for both. Isn't it? If it were just an object, like the glass cannot say that. Can there be something which is not phenomenal but located in the body? Can there be something non phenomenal located in the body?
yes, because not located, but because it's everywhere, it's also in the body.
Ah, that's different then. So the body is in it then. It is everywhere. Therefore, also in the body. Therefore, the greater thing we can say is that the body is included in that. So, why does it single out this body to identify with? Because of the centrality of the perspective. It can seem like I'm looking out of this body.
You see what is going on now? That because I caught this fear of public speaking, now it's like it's already going to overcome, you know. So I can't even feel you so much energetically, but I'm more in my head already. So I have to be honest now,
Yes,
because
yes, yes.
otherwise it
Of
makes no
course,
sense.
of course.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're overcoming it a bit. What did you say? You feel like you're overcoming it a bit. So you're a little bit excited about that and you're not so much in this. Is that what you say? That itself is worth the price of admission, though. If you get over your fear of public speaking today.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't say it's my main goal
Yeah.
here, but still, I would like to talk to you with more freedom as yes and no, because the freedom is also the freedom to express.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the final freedom, but still.
Is it possible for the next few days to forget any idea about what it is?
Yes.
Yes. You see? Because that makes a benchmark of what freedom should be. There are many sages who had fear of public speaking. Guruji himself said that first time he's invited to speak at a church or something in Ireland, this, and he didn't realize that the environment will be very much like make a speech type thing. So they called him up on the stage, and he at that moment felt like he said, "I felt like I hope the earth would open up and swallow me because no words were coming. I was just mumbling. You see, all these things were coming. So it can happen. So if you forget about these benchmarks, that a sage has to be very good at public speaking. Uh, this has to be his experience. It must not be shaken by anything that happens in the phenomenal realm. It is again bringing back a reference point to our freedom to this body. But what you're finding is that this body is just another wave on the ocean that is you. You already say that I am everywhere, therefore I must be in the body as well. So that which is everywhere, is this just an inference or is this your insight? Is this just some learnt knowledge or is it your insight?
No, I can see it even now, uh, although not so um, experientially tangible as sometimes when I'm at Arunachal or something,
Yes.
or but
Okay, let's do something simple. All of us. Show me where your boundary is. Show me where your boundary is. Found it?
no boundaries except of thoughts.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. And the thought is not a real boundary, but a pretense.
And except of some feelings, but it's same as thoughts, we can say. Yes.
Even a feeling uninterpreted is no trouble, is no boundary. You need the interpretation that this should not be, this is what I am. Some interpretation from again the mind itself. You are that space in which a gazillion feelings can come and go, and they would not touch you. Most of you know this example, which I take. If there's a big white wall, and I make a small black dot on it, and I ask all of you, what do you see? 99.9% of you will say, I see a black dot. Very few will say, big white wall, small black dot. Why? Because we don't recognize the space. We only recognize that which is moving. You see, this feeling, hey, it should not be there, that. Okay? So, what is the space in which the feeling is coming? I promise you that if I put million more feelings just like that, that space will remain untouched. And this is what we are going to check for ourselves. Come to this insight for ourselves. Like I said in the beginning, don't believe anything I'm saying. Check for yourselves. Like I asked him also, the space in which that feeling is there, is it not the same space where this voice is there? Same space. Where is the separation between me and you? Where is your boundary? Mike? Yes. Yes.
Okay. Hello.
Let's try one.
I have a question about I don't know if I can call it the concept of neti.
Yes.
Um, because somehow in my experience, it's more that I want to include everything.
Yes.
I want to be everything.
Yes.
I don't want to be I am not that, I am not that, I am not that. And yeah, I don't know how to there seems to be some kind of struggle between these
Yes.
two ideas.
Yes.
Or maybe I can include even neti
Ah,
within
nice. I like that.
within the I am everything.
Yes. It's very good. It's funny, it's like many of these conundrums, you see, like the contradiction is inherent in them.
Mm.
When you discover what's at the end of it, what is that to which I cannot say not that too? Niti is not that, not that. You see, we come to a point where we cannot say not that to this. And then in this, you will find that everything is. This is the conundrum. You will not find, oh, there is just this which is just like, not that. Not really. It is just because our focus has been on this side of I am. You tell me when you lose me, okay? So after our existence, this entire phenomenal play is there. All our focus has gone on it. Other people, other events, money, relationship, all of this is on this side when you exist. You see? So the sages devised a mechanism by which some focus could come to this itself, the being, and that which is even prior, before I am. How did they do that? This. Let's use the filter of what is real to mean to say what does not come and go. Then it is this being itself which seems to come to the recognition of its own source. And when it does that, then the mask of individuality falls away. See? The mask of division falls away. And then this worldly play, it includes everything. See? So what is happening is that as identity has gone on phenomenal events for so long, the sage says, okay, for some time, not this, not this, not this. What else is there? So I would say, if I can be so courageous as to add something to what the sages say, I would say instead of doing neti, you do what else is there. How is that? So the world is there. What else? You see, because neti starts how? Not the world, it is changing. Not the body, it is changing. Not my thoughts, they are changing. Not my emotions, they are changing. What can we say about that being? Is it changing? Is it? So instead of saying not, you say, okay, world, fine, good, good. Hug the world and say, okay, what else is there? Ah, body is there. What else? Huh? Thoughts are there. What else? Emotions are there. What else? Even this what else is fine. So the point of niti is not to come into some sort of opposition to the world, but to bring some focus back to where this world comes from. So we'll try this. Hmm.
May I go back to that question that you asked? Where is the boundary of you?
Yes.
Or where is the boundary of me?
Yes.
And this is my experience.
Yes.
There's me, Murad, the body, and that boundary is here. There's the me, the emotions, which is a little bigger than my body frame. There's the thought aspect of me, which is now getting non-local, but still centered here. Then there's the I, Murad, there's the ego personality, which is again non-local,
Yeah.
but it's still centered here. And then behind that, there's the I am, which in front everything is playing. And of course, it's not local. And then there's also the I, bigger than the I am, that, and there's no question of locality there or boundary there, because that. So it's this and this and this and this and this and this, and it's all playing as one.
Yes.
It's just that I'm sitting in that first 2 or 3 frames of reference. I'm anchored there, so my frame of reference is anchored from there. And I have physicality, but I also am aware that I'm simultaneously this, and this, and this, and this. And consciousness playing all the way through and back. So I think said right now that as time goes on, it drops here and you lapse more into, I can use hand more here, and then the body personality plays in front of that.
What if we were to question this presumption together, that I am anchored in this, the first two? Is there some actual evidence of that? Or just circumstantial inference-based evidence?
I think it's inference based.
So if we leave the inference,
It's just pure, unadulterated, just I am, just flowing through.
And what is the positivity behind the inference? What is the benefit it brings you?
That you can function on a certain plane.
Have you tried without it?
No.
Let's try this. I will tell you that no good comes out of this inference. It's just consciousness has wanted to experience itself in a certain way. Now that it is in satsang, it is done with that experience. The only thing that comes out of it is duality, desire, doership, suffering. You see? So if we drop the presumption that I'm anchored in the body, I'm anchored at my emotions or my mind, then you find actually it is just not true. Okay? Otherwise, the idea of time, that I have to go from there to there to there to there, can keep perpetuating.
It's very freeing.
Yes.
As you were speaking right now.
Yes. Okay, enough? Okay. So somebody's going to sing something today also? Or no? Who said? Of course. They're really thanking Murad at this moment.
I have entertained him for 3 hours. He should be grateful.
He'll talk to me separately. Yes.
Okay, once we go off air, then I'll tell you a story in the airplane. Anyway. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, 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 Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Om Paramatmane Namaha. Om. 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 Om.
Want to begin the silence today or tomorrow? Except those who are sharing rooms. So better to be more silent or? Very no tea, no water. That's why democracy doesn't work. Father, I need a permission. Bhagwan is calling me for permanent morning. Of course not. Come to Satsang. Yes. Come to Satsang. He said, come there. Come to Satsang. Did you say you want my permission or no? It was not granted. You can do what you like. Very good. I did not expect this. I know. Just a thought. Just a thought that you thought. I really did not believe something like that.
So,
Can I share that story? I won't take names. Thing with this expression is that it's mostly very reassuring and mostly yes, yes, yes. So one time, one of our Sangha brothers, he came and said, Father, I had a beer last night. Was that me giving in to temptation? And I said, just to mess with him. I said, yes. He's like, what? But this one, I'm not messing with you. Come to Satsang.
so we decided for silence today.
Yes. 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 I know that. Come to Satsang. Papaji came to Bhagwan, to Tiruvannamalai. Most of you know this story. Papaji came to Tiruvannamalai to be with Bhagwan. But Papaji also used to have these beautiful experiences of seeing Krishna. So what happened is he showed up in satsang one time, two times, and then just vanished. He used to go to Arunachala and have the visions of Krishna and play with Krishna. So then one day he went to Bhagwan and Bhagwan said, "So where have you been all this time?" And with some pride, he said, "I've been playing with Krishna, you know." So Bhagwan said, "Where is Krishna now? What comes and goes is not real. Better we don't get into this spiritual fantasification and stay with what life is presenting to us now. What is being shown to you, that all of these bodies will come and go, but you will remain." So we start the silence tomorrow morning. And those who want to be in silence, of course, they're more than welcome to. So those who are not in silence can turn the badge the other way. And those who already want to start now can just be. Because today you might have some practical things to take care of, to get to know your roommates a little bit, to make the plan who goes to the loo first in the morning, you know, these kind of things, these practical. So we'll give you some space for that. And tomorrow onwards, very strict silence. Yeah? Good? It's good like that? Okay, so then dinner is served when? Ah, what? Yes? That's good.
30 batch 1.
Ah,
And
batch
then,
1. Oh, you understood
and
this batch 1? 1 to 35.
yes, 1 to 35. Batch 2, 8.
Batch 2 at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but like at least 20 minutes and then you can go and check.
You don't have to wait for the first batch to come out, do you?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to wait for the first batch to come out, do you?
No, you don't have to wait for them to come out, but you can just go and see if there is space. You can join
Start
them.
using.
Yeah. And anybody who has like medical and time and anything, no matter what batch you can just go in. And whoever is doing seva, if they're staying back, they can just go in. It's fine.
Okay, my loves, you're turning off the broadcast now. Love you, love you, love you.